morning.
Morning.
Well, just very briefly before we start this meeting with a very comprehensive agenda, and I'm very eager to listen to my good colleague Sibir about what is the situation in Ukraine these days. That is, of course, high priority for me as a Dane and being the presidency of the European Union this year. We want a lasting, just and fair peace in Ukraine. I have listened to all the rumors. Now we have to really find out what is ups and what is downs. I think it's important to emphasize that you can't bring peace to Ukraine without the Ukrainians and the Europeans. So we strongly support our Ukrainian friends, not least when it comes to all the financial issues. We are working hard on how to find a solution in the lead up to the next European Council meeting about a package where I think still an innovative use of the immobilized Russian asset is the key to success. And then the item about the Middle East and the peace plan in Gaza is important. I will travel there myself in a foreseeable future. We have deployed from the Danish Ministry of Foreign Affairs staff to the new civilian military coordination center, which I think is key. I think we should discuss today how Europe in the best possible way can support this peace plan. It is the only plan on the table. We worked very hard, being an elected member of the at the UN Security Council, to pass this resolution, so we now have a mandate. It could be stronger. We still have a lot of issues linked to how to integrate the Palestinian authorities in a long-lasting peace, but it is the best possible solution, and we should avoid a situation where the best become the enemy of the good. So I think now it's up to Europe to engage as much as possible and to look into where we can support this plan, whether it is enhancing our presence, training Palestinian police officers, increasing our humanitarian assistance, or what I think is very, very important, continue support to the PA reform process. So I'm looking very much forward to a comprehensive meeting today.
You're referring to this 28-point plan.
Yes.
Just a second ago. Isn't this, again, telling of how the Europeans are watching along from the sidelines while the big boys are doing the real negotiation and actually making a push for peace, in this case in Ukraine?
Well, I think first and foremost we have to find out whether it is really the big boys who is behind this plan or not. Rumor has it that this plan. We should stand up for Ukraine. Questions about whether shift of land and territory should be a part of a peace must not be negotiated, without the Ukrainians. We have made that crystal clear. We still echo Trump's original position in all this, which is an immediately unconditional ceasefire. It has been supported by Zelensky for quite a long time, the European Union as well, and the American president had called for that. So the only problem is still Putin. So we should avoid any situation where we actually start to give in for his request. The Russian economy is very, very weak. If we continue our sanctions, and I think we also have to discuss that today, could we, for instance, regarding the shadow fleet, create a more, how should I put it, efficient system where we increase the list automatically and not linked to the 19th, 20th, 21st sanction package? That could be a way forward. And if we could solve the midterm financial issues in Ukraine, which will allow them to defend themselves because they still have an unused capacity in the defense industry, I am still optimistic on behalf of Ukraine.
On the situation in Gaza,
training policemen in Palestinian territories, what would Denmark be willing to contribute, and where should this training happen?
Well, I think we will contribute where we have our core competences, and that is not least when it comes to the humanitarian assistance, where we have spent like 1 million Danish kroner, what's that, 150 million euros since the 7th of October. We are working very intensively in Ramallah about the reforming process. I think that is very much linked to what we can do in Denmark. But of course, we are also willing to discuss with our colleagues whether we could contribute to some of the. We right now have 2 like EU missions, and of course we are open-minded whether we should, increase our support.
Minister, can I ask, in terms of holding the rotating presidency of the EU on the situation in Gaza, does Denmark support the arrest of Benjamin Netanyahu?
Well, it's not up to us to support or not to support. I mean, we have an international judicial system which is established and is based on, core European values. So it's actually up to these bodies to take decisions, and we support these bodies. We do that financially, morally, and we also do it in these days where there's a tendency that someone around the globe, no one mentioned, put questions mark to these institutions. Thank you.